Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Celebration. And as always, we like to start with thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. Yes, so that we can celebrate that we are creative beings, that we have opportunity to create consciously the life that we want to have. And this is so important that you understand to be consciously creating. There's a big difference in letting your life be unconsciously created and unfolding and you being the victim of those results to being empowered by consciously choosing the direction you want your life to be in. And today, what I wanted to start the topic for the week with was to talk about intuition. And what today's talk is about your soul, trusting your soul. So we're not getting into the psychic stuff yet. We will get into it as the week goes on. But today I want to talk about learning to listen to your soul. And in several of the classes, I talk about saying yes to your soul. That this is what it's about, because your soul always guides you. It is a homing beacon. It knows what it wants and it knows what's right for you. Like your soul will never, ever, ever do anything to create harm to you. That's not its intent. And often the harm comes because we don't trust our soul, and it's learning to listen. And I know that you'll ask, yeah, but how do you do that? How do you listen to your soul? It's like you've got to get out of the way, because your mind, based on how you've been taught and trained, will tell you all the reasons why that can't be a good thing, or why that can be really, really scary and not a good thing to do. So it's very important to allow ourselves to be uncomfortable as we step into the progression of the soul, because when we start to listen to our soul, we're not comfortable with it. Because why? It's new and it's different and it's scary. But here's the thing, is that once you really, really start to follow your soul, it gets easier and easier and easier, because you learn what's going on with that. You learn how to do that. And when I talked about the spirit guide class, I actually even talked to you about how your spirit guides communicate with you to tell you if you're making right decisions or wrong decisions, okay? But there's also things that you can do for yourself. And I've given you this exercise before, but some of you may not have remembered or applied it and want it again. And so here's the thing, is that this physical body houses the mind and it houses the soul, okay? And we often are listening to the mind, and the soul is wanting to go in one direction and the mind's going in another. So because that's in the body, that puts our body in physical dis-ease. And I apologize, the cooler kicked on next to me, so that's what that humming is. So that creates physical dis-ease and disharmony, and that's where disease and illness and stress and anger and frustration come from, is our soul's going, I don't want to do that, and yet we're going, well, I have to do that. I have to do that. I don't have any choice because my mama told me I had to. Or, well, I'm married to him, so I have to do what he wants. Or, I don't have a choice because I have to have my insurance, so I can't leave my job, or I don't have anybody else to support me if I change a role. So we allow all of these reasons to actually become lies that we abide by. So what I want to do is I'll take you through this exercise. I have done it before, but you know, it doesn't help to remind you, and if you're new in the academy, then this can be very valuable. Is that I want you to, when this is done, I want you to close your eyes and think of when you did something that you knew wasn't right for you. And I'm not talking about thinking about something you're afraid of. I'm talking about when you agreed to do something that you knew for you was wrong, okay? Or that you knew it was wrong. And I want you to see how your body feels, because there'll be this heaviness to the body somewhere. And that's your body's physical indication. That's the soul giving you this indication throughout your body that this doesn't feel right, okay? After you get that feeling, then I want you to go in and think about when you did something, regardless of the odds or what anybody else said you should or shouldn't do, that made you so happy and that made you so elated that you knew it was the right thing and that it felt good. And I want you to see that response. Now, And I say take a happy moment. And the sad part is I have so many clients tell me they don't know when that is. So if it was, when you first held a baby, when you first made this choice that you thought was really, really going to change your life, that happy decision, that's your soul giving you that positive reaction. Yes, this is right. Okay? In this exercise, I want you to take the time to do it. Now, the next thing is, after you've done that, I want you to think about something you're really afraid of. And it could be failure, it could be drowning, it could be elevators, but something you're really afraid of. And I want you to feel that physical response of the fear. Now, fear will be similar to your negative, but in some cases, like in mine, my fear is much more stronger than my negative. And it's even stronger than my positive. My fear is so strong that I get the lump in my throat and I can hear my heartbeat in my ears. It's very, very strong. And so what happens with people is that when our fear is that loud and all of that is uncomfortable, we automatically think it's something we shouldn't do. All right. But what you need to do is, when that's going on, is you recognizing the fear, but see what's going on with it, because the fear will accompany the positive and the fear will accompany the negative. So I always say, if you've got fear with negative, don't jump off the roof. Bad things will happen. But if you have the fear with the positive, with that giddy feeling, with that excitement feeling, it means you're just afraid. All right. But what happens is our fear can be so loud, we don't allow it to lead us anywhere. So play with this exercise, really get to know yourself. And it can be hard to actually allow yourself to step in and to say yes to your soul. It can, but once you start to do it, it's like, oh, well, this is the best thing ever. I got to do it again, and I've got to do it again. And that's where I'm at with my life. And where am I talking to you from? I'm talking to you from vacation. And hopefully I can get this uploaded, because the internet's running really slow here, and but I'm having a really awesome time, and I'm able to, again, share with you from vacation. Because why? I'm saying yes to my soul. I'm doing things that are right for me. And I invite you to do the same. So this is our first talk about intuition. It's learning to trust your soul. And I want to say to you this way: if you want to be a Reiki practitioner, if you want to be a psychic, if you want to be a medium, if you can't learn to trust your own soul, how are you going to be able to trust messages that you might give for someone else? And how are you going to actually tell them how they can change their life if you're not freaking changing your own? Okay? So let's step into that, and let's celebrate that you are divine and that you have this unlimited potential to change and create your life for it to be exactly what you want it to be. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Yes.